Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Reverend Liana Rowe is giving the message today, and I had the pleasure of learning a couple new songs, so try to keep up. We're starting off with one of them. It's called Thanksgiving Eve by someone named Bob Frankie, excuse me. Don't forget the E on the end. And it goes like this. We're going to start with the chorus. I think you all have words there. The chorus is the what can you do part. But I'm going to do a little intro first, so hold tight. What can you do with your days but work and play? Hope your dreams bind your work to your play. Can you do with each moment of your life? A love till you've loved it away. Love till you loved it away. Okay. It's so easy to dream of the days gone by. It's a hard thing to think of the times to come. But the grace to accept every moment as a gift is a gift that is given to some. What can you do with your days but work and hope? Let your dreams find your work to your play. What can you do with each moment of your life? A love till you've loved it away. Love till you've loved it away. There are sorrows enough for the whole world's end. There are no guarantees but the grave. But the life that I live and the times that I spend are a treasure too precious to save. What can you do with your days but work and hope? Let your dreams find your work to your play. What can you do with each moment of your life? But love till you've loved it away. Love till you've loved it away. Okay. Something like that.
Thank you, Michael. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Taos United Community Church, where everyone here is welcome, no matter what you believe or what you used to believe or what you really need to believe. This house of prayer belongs to you, and we're so glad that you're here. We are going to take a moment and center ourselves, take a few deep breaths, and try to inhabit a place of peace. Breathing in, nice and deep. Breathing out. And now Carrie's going to help me light the third week's Advent wreath candle, which is the peace. No, it's the joy candle. Lighting up the joy candle. Okay.
Morning. Morning. I love this speaker. Ooh. Okay. I wore my blingy, joyful earrings to celebrate today. Oh, Holy One, we light this third candle and delight in the sparkle of its outrageous reminder to rejoice. Let its flame cast light into shadowy places and show where work is to be done. Let a community of builders be formed in the light of joy. Let joy find home in our hearts and make space for your presence there as we work for justice and peace in the service of love.
And now we are going to light our own candles, bringing our own prayer concerns, whatever it is that is on our minds and in our hearts, and light a candle. So while we do that, Michael's going to sing the other new song, which is pretty easy to get. It's called Where the Light Is Gone. So please, come on up.
Okay. I think I have a better handle on this one. Where the light is gone, there to us be born. Where the light is gone, there to us be born. Come, oh come, light the shadows unto us, like an arrow make a way. Oh, Emmanuel, through the night, in the scars that we carry from the wars of our families, make a way. Do not tarry in the night, where the light is gone, there to us be born. Where the light is gone, there to us be born. In the way of addiction, in the shame of its mission, make a way from the prison in the night. Where the light is gone, there to us be born. Where the light is gone, there to us be born. In the years of our sorrow and the grief, leave us hollow, make a way. We fallow in the night, where the light is gone, there to us be born. Where the light is gone, there may Christ be born.
And Carrie's going to bring us the readings for today.
Okay. The first reading is from Philippians 4, verses 4 through 7, the First Nations version of the New Testament. Always dance with joy before our honored chief. I will say it again, dance with joy. Let everyone see how kind and thoughtful you are. Our honored chief is close at hand. Do not let your hearts be weighed down with anything. Instead, with every step you take, send your voice to the Great Spirit, asking for the things you need. And in all your prayers, remember to give thanks. Then the peace and harmony of the Great Spirit, which goes far beyond our small and weak ways of thinking, will watch over your hearts through the chosen one, whom we know as Jesus. And the second reading is from Paul Coelho's By the River Piedra I Sat Down and Wept. Hope I said that right. His last name. Every day, God gives us the sun and also one moment in which we have the ability to change everything that makes us unhappy. Every day, we try to pretend that we haven't perceived that moment, that it doesn't exist, that today is the same as yesterday and will be the same as tomorrow. But if people really pay attention to their everyday lives, they will discover that magic moment. It may arrive in the instant when doing something mundane, like putting our key in the front door lock. It may lie hidden in the quiet that follows the lunch hour, or in the 1,001 things that all seem the same to us. But that moment exists, a moment when all the power of the stars becomes a part of us and enables us to perform miracles.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi.
Michael, thank you for humoring me. I wanted to try some Advent songs, and some of the old hymns seemed a little staid, so we are going to sing an old hymn, but it was kind of fun to try something new. So, in the words of my favorite Indian TikTok creator, Dougie Hall, if you like what I say today, go ahead and use it. If you don't worry about it. I have a UCC clergy colleague, the Reverend Benjamin Kramer, who wrote this about the Advent season. We want the throne of power. God arrives in a manger. We want generals. Angels call shepherds. We want religious uniformity. Magi come. We want political uniformity. Foreign kings gather. We want a warrior prince. Jesus comes as the Prince of Peace. And a quote from George Bernard Shaw: life does not cease to be funny when people die any more than it ceases to be serious when people laugh. As with most of his writings, Paul's letter to the Philippians really challenges us. It was under fairly extreme circumstances that Paul was writing this letter to a congregation of friends with whom he'd had a long relationship in building the community in Philippi. At the time he wrote this letter, Paul was in prison, awaiting trial by the Romans with the likely outcome of death. Yet Paul fills his short letter with 14 references to joy and rejoicing. So, though he's deeply threatened by powerful people, he can be joyful. He's joyful whether he lives or dies, whether he's well-fed or hungry, whether he's safe or in danger. What's more, Paul is also able to call the Philippians to rejoice with him in whatever circumstance they find themselves. The theologian Karl Barth once called joy a continual, defiant nevertheless. It suggests that the kind of joy to which Paul invites God's people isn't based on circumstances. I'm calling joy a conquest. The last verse of the letter to Philippians references a Hebrew Bible lesson from the prophet Zephaniah. Zephaniah writes in a time of great political uncertainty. Also, Zephaniah's Israel is full of faithless leaders and corrupt, powerful people who exploit society's most vulnerable members. Sound familiar? For Paul, rejoicing is cultivated through mutual support. Keeping a joyful heart is the first of 7 prescribed steps to peace. Our current concerns can very easily squeeze in on us and distract us from our spiritual centers and our holy friends. Jesus even warned that such extreme concerns can suffocate the joy right out of us. We must not condemn ourselves or others for our burdens. Anxiety will always be there, and to hide it or deny it with a smile is far from healthy or helpful. If we either deny the cause of our stress or deny the stress itself, we can disconnect from reality. By centering ourselves spiritually, both individually and communally, we conquer. I must acknowledge that the theme of joy can be troubling for those in our midst who are in pain, be it from loss of a loved one or feelings of abandonment or despair or financial worries or any of myriad ways that our lives can be robbed of joy. Advent and Christmas as a season is deeply challenging, with so much focus on the external celebrations, consumerism, and our society's emphasis on you're supposed to be happy. Joy and peace are themes we encounter throughout the season of Advent. On cards, holiday decorations, music streaming in malls and churches, and my particular pet peeve, Christmas music during Advent. I admit to having succumbed to a lot of that when my kids were little. Now that they are grown, we have pared back dramatically our participation in the consumerist narrative to focus more on what's truly important: our relationships with each other, with our community, with those among us who are suffering. While each of us might have our own relationship with spirit and internal prayer life that sustains us, our community is necessarily a source of strength as well. We thrive in the loving prayers and presence of others. Community is key. That is, our thriving is not about an individual relationship with one friend, but rather a group of holy friends. And these holy friendship groups are incredibly special. It doesn't necessarily mean that everyone always agrees or gets along. Rather, it reminds us that each of us has a role to play in creating the supportive relationships that are the foundation of joy and a cause for rejoicing. Paul concludes this reading with the promise of peace. The peace that Paul speaks of is a gift because it is produced in relationship with God. It is not a gift to be received passively, to be set on a shelf with your elf and admired, nor is it an act of divine intervention that suddenly makes everything right. It is a peace that pushes the limits of our imaginations, challenging us to constantly reconsider what it is that makes for peace, for whom, and how. Our lived experience shows us that joy and peace are often elusive, especially at this time of year. Loneliness, family tensions, inflated expectations, unexpected crises, grief, and national events make them seem just beyond our grasp, except perhaps in the tinsel of holiday films. Joy isn't happiness. It is deep wisdom. It is holy. Joy isn't devoid of sadness. It must necessarily include it. God's imagination is so much larger than ours. Paul is not saying that there is nothing to worry about or that the things we worry about are unimportant. Rather, he places our anxieties, fears, and concerns in the context of our relationship with God. We're invited to actively seek our spiritual center at our points of greatest vulnerability. Further, we're told to do so with gratitude. Gratitude in this way becomes an expression of our openness to process because we have confidence that we will be supported and sustained by the source of life and love that is faithful to us. God is right here, right now, in the snowy mornings, the ground we walk on, the birds soaring over us. Seeking our center is our subversive refusal to talk to our own darkness. God manifested physically on earth to invite us into her dream of joy as deep wisdom, as holy. Joy is sometimes a blessing, but it is often a conquest. Yes, we are going to suffer. We will have difficult times. We will experience many disappointments. One path of continual learning for us is how to still enjoy life during storms. As long as we have life, we will have problems. When life is all chaos, we can still try to find a reason to laugh and smile. Joy isn't the absence of hardships, but in the moments we create within our hardships. The conquest is in the little victories, the quiet strength to keep going, and the choice to hold on to hope when everything feels heavy. Even in the midst of uncertainty, the heart can still find its way to joy. May God be ever here in our house of prayer and in our hearts as we take this shared joy into the world. Amen and blessed be.
Thank you so much, Liana. And now we have 2 minutes to sit with these thoughts or any other thoughts. I'm going to try to